Today, I'll be talking with Kerry Lauricella, who is the CEO of 1.800.REPAIRS. Hey, Kerry, I'm really looking forward to hearing about your Caspio and low-code journey. So why not share with everyone a little bit about yourself, your background, and your company?
Well, Paul, it's a pleasure meeting you for the first time. I've been dealing with Caspio for years, and I am a very happy customer. Let's just get that out of the way.
It's good to hear.
And I'm a picky customer. I like getting things done, and I like companies that do what they say they're going to do when they say they're going to do it. I mean, there's a lot of foolishness out there, but Caspio is you're a rare entity. You provide a product, a service, and that service it makes business a lot easier for people like myself. But my name's Kerry Lauricella. I actually founded 1.800.REPAIRS. I thought of the phone number 25 years ago.
Wow.
And we were in the building business. And back then they had this thing, you're a younger guy, but they had this thing called the phone book.
I remember it well.
And they would print this thing up and they would you pay for like an ad in it, and they go to print it up and deliver it to everybody's house.
Called the Yellow Pages, wasn't it? That's what you said. Yeah, I remember it.
And they had different books like the suburban pages and this page and the senior page, and in they even had the Italian pages, I think. It was every kind of phone book. But the joke was, at least if you had a full page ad, you won. But the problem is, at the end of the year, you get to this battle with Yellow Page of who the top ad was.
Yeah.
So I said, we were trying to get service and repair work to keep our crews busy. So I thought, there's got to be a better way. So I was just thinking on a job site, and I said, I wonder if anybody has that. They just came out with the 800 numbers. And I said, 800 repairs. Boy, that'd be killer. I went to a payphone, I dialed it, and nobody had it. I bought the number that day. I actually bought repairs and 1-800 service on the same day. And it was limited to Louisiana at the time, but we had the number. It expanded nationally. Before it did, I had my secretary go get some little bitty decals and put them on a bus bench we had in front of our office. And I just said 1-800-REPAIRS. And we started getting a few jobs from it, a couple of months. And then 2 months later, someone stole our bus bench. And we thought, well, there goes our calls. But that was our joke. We kept getting phone calls, even though the only bench was going. So that's how 800-REPAIRS started. Fast forward to today, we're expanding nationwide. And now we're giving companies all around America the ability where their customers can hear 800-REPAIRS. They can hear it one time. They don't have to go to the phone book or today Google to look up their number. And it's simple to remember. But to make that happen, we needed technology, phone routing, but we need to track all these customers. And that's where Caspio, came into the picture.
No, it's great to hear that, Kerry. And it's I think you've been with us coming up for 5 years now. So can you remember going back to then what brought you to Caspio and low-code?
We were looking at, back then they had software we're using called Access.
Yeah.
And MySQL database. Mm-hmm. And you're talking to someone that has self-taught himself to do everything. And I will get frustrated because if you have employees, especially data employees, they like job security. So they want to make everything so complicated that the CEOs and the owners can't keep track of this. So you need them. And that's fine. But until you want to change a field or you want to do something simple, like, instead of a company name, I want the phone number to go here, or I want something a little different. Well, that would take a week to get something like that done. And I started looking and I stumbled on to Caspio. And they say this is user friendly. So I set it up myself. And if you can work an Excel sheet, you can be a master of Caspio. It is literally everything you guys say. There's no BS. I needed something to keep track of contractors, customers, calls, and I needed a form that can go on our website without it being an act of Congress. And we tested your product. You even gave us a free trial. And I tried it for a few days. I said, I was hooked on it. And that's been years ago. And I don't think it's changed. I think the product is, yes, it's gotten, more robust, but your core product is the same as it was when I started with it.
Yeah.
I mean, make a data page, build a table, create a data page, create a form to enter data, and create a report. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
And if I have trouble, I get Kirk or one of your whiz kids over there on the phone. What's your problem? I having trouble with this data page. 2 minutes later, boom, boom, boom. We're running. It's saved us a fortune. When I say saved us a fortune, it may have saved 800 repairs, $400,000, maybe a half a million.
Wow.
Easy.
Well, Kerry, what I love about your story is, I know we were talking earlier, is your background isn't really techie. You've got a background in so many different things, but to be able to create what you've created, doing it yourself, is pretty outstanding.
Yeah, listen. I've had construction companies. I've been in politics. I've run campaigns. I've run gubernatorial campaigns. None with any specific degrees for that. My degree is in common sense. And there's a story to raise cattle, which we do, is sometimes the simplest thing is to just be smarter than the cows. So rather than try to chase the cows and have them run around in circles, we take a little bucket of feed and shake the feed, and we'll have 200 head of cattle just follow us like children.
Yeah.
Dealing with the database is a lot like dealing with my cows. It can be, if you're using the wrong technique, you will go insane, and your business and your livelihood relies on this stuff. But if there's a simple way to simply collect data, log it, keep it safe, and manage it, and you can do it without having 2 or 3 tech people, you're ahead of the game. I am a living example. I have one of the most easy to use websites probably in the whole auto and home repair industry. And we're going to whip a lot of people's asses with what we're doing, but we're going to be using Caspio technology.
Yeah.
So it makes me look smart, but it's really your technology that makes
Kerry, can you remember why you chose Caspio? What made you say Caspio is a supplier for me?
Because I looked and I shopped at every imaginable database. And I don't want to name any names, but some of them are multi-billion-dollar companies.
Yeah.
A lot of them wanted to just have bragging rights to say that we're the database behind 1.800.REPAIRS. We're it. But after a lot of searching, and not just searching, I actually used your service, because I mean we can be dealing with it as this thing rolls out. We'll represent the largest group of repair companies in the world.
Wow.
Not in America, in the world.
Yeah.
And when you have, like, we're getting ready to run national television announcing this, just to keep track of that, we needed something that was robust, that could keep up with a tremendous amount of people going on to 1-800-REPAIRS.com and filling out simple forms. You better be ready. And Caspio, it's for 5 years. We've retested it again. I sleep good at night. It doesn't worry me.
It sounds really exciting, your kind of growth plans. The other thing I was going to ask you was around, what does your application do? Who are the end users? Can you describe that to people that are listening?
First thing, we wanted to keep life simple. So if your water heater fails, you can just call 1-800-REPAIRS. But as my son, who's also one of our attorneys, said, Dad, you need to still give people a way to go on their phone or on a computer and request service online. So if you go ask, if you want to outsource something like that, you're looking at hundreds of thousands of dollars. Just get, as we say, get the big checkbook out for that.
Gotcha.
Well, we wanted something you could just put a simple form on 1-800-REPAIR, a 1-800-REPAIRS customer form. I can put in my name right from my cell phone. I can put in my address, take a picture of maybe the water heater, and hit submit, and it'll go right to the nearest plumber in my area. Your platform does all that
It's
for me.
amazing, isn't it? Yeah.
It's a simple form. But then we say, okay, now you got all these forms dumping data into a database that's an Excel friendly database. Then they have a report that you guys have. You go pull out the table that you want to use. You pick the fields right off the checklist. Well, I want to search by variation of the customer's name. So like my name's Lauricella. So even if I spell it kind of close, I'm going to pull up my name.
Yeah.
And it'll pull up that client and all of the related records related to them with the relational database, which you guys also made it simple to do. But that was the core reason. And then behind the scenes, it's extremely easy to manage the data and suck it out, move it somewhere else, and store it somewhere else. So that we use your basic technologies, but we're going to do a dealer locator, which you guys have. Just dealer locators could cost you $500 a month, maybe God knows what. I don't think we pay hardly anything. I don't think it's $50 a month for a dealer locator, and you can do it yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's one of the key reasons why we're with you too.
No, it's good to hear, Kerry. And I know you mentioned some numbers a little bit earlier on, but what type of return on investment are you seeing? Is it more of around the efficiency that you're seeing, or is it hard dollar savings, or is it kind of a combination of both?
I would say my grandpa had a saying, time is money. Time is money. And if you just want to, startups exist. I deal with a lot as well. I lovingly refer to as muckamucks, people that are in very powerful positions in corporate America. They're dealing with thousands of employees, and these poor things are in the trap. They have 20, 30, 50 people working for them to do what I can do with one person.
Yeah.
One person in your technology. And I try to help them, but as far as savings, you can take a startup company and it pays for itself, or you can take a company like ours is going to be the biggest in the country for repairs with 1 million clients. And how do you put a value on that?
Yeah.
I mean, it could you pay someone $100,000 a year. Well, you need 3 or 4 of them just working on your databases, and don't expect much for that. Or you can get someone out of high school, or now hell out of 8th grade now, and I could take my granddaughter who's 8 years old, and I promise you, I will have her compete with any MSQL developer using your product.
No, it's funny. I hear exactly what you're saying. No, I hear you, Kerry. So what advice would you give to somebody if they're considering, let's have a look at low code or Caspio? What advice would you give them? Because you had been there 5 years ago.
I would say, talk to the guys at Caspio, just like I did. You want to go burn money? Like I tell the people, they love burning money with advertising. I say, look, if you want to keep buying old Yellow Page ads, then burn your money. Yeah. I want to make what they call, I'm going to speak French now. There's a word called profit. Profit. It's where you make more than you're spending. And to make profit, you need a product like Caspio. So try it out, use it. If you can do an Excel sheet and you can create a simple little form, like if you can read English, you can, I mean, it's not hard. It's almost a joke, but it will save you a ton of time. It will save you a fortune in money. Then you could take the money that you don't have to burn away with web, or not your web developers, but don't forget, a lot of those databases, they don't play well with websites. It requires a whole nother team to link them together. Yours, you create a form, you hit one button, copy paste in the URL code, and you can put it in, just embed a code right onto your site. GoDaddy, web, any site. And by the way, we built our own website too, because I didn't feel like the web developers either. So
Well, Kerry, you said that obviously you've got really exciting expansion plans. It sounds like you're taking over the world on the repair front, which is amazing to hear. And obviously, Caspio's going to support you every way we can. But how can you see low code helping you and obviously Caspio in the future as you look to expand?
What we're going to do, we're working with automotive shops, for example, and there's all around, like we have one of the top rated shops in America. We have different trade associations like ASA. We have some that are what's called Napa shops. But these shops, they're geniuses at repairing cars, kind of like contractors at fixing homes. But when it comes to database support things, they're like I was when I ran my construction business. So we're going to be pushing Caspio to them, because if I can help them save money and time, that makes them like me. And we're doing this to help them. And so we're going to be, let's say, out of 20,000, 25,000 auto shops, we'd like to see all of them using Caspio. Out of 25,000 or 50,000 home repair companies, they can put this on their website. They can use it to do online request. Someone can drop off a card, go right on their phone, fill out a little, here's my name, here's my address. I have this car, it's in your lot, hit submit, and an email and a text will go right to the shop owner. Right now, they're filling out cards and putting it in a Dropbox.
Yeah.
You know, or plumbers. They have to ride with fuel and just sending a man out to go give an estimate. Well, a customer now can take a picture, go right on their site, use your form, and then fill out a simple little card right from their cell phone, hit submit, and they'll get a request for an estimate without having to ride out there and go look at a stupid water heater. They can look at a picture of it, and they could at least give a preliminary price so they can keep their costs down.
Yeah.
So we're 800 repairs. We're picky with who we stick our neck out for.
Yeah.
But Caspio is one and only. We have a very small group that we're doing that with. But it's because we know that your product, it's affordable, it works, and we're using it. So if you want to see it work, all you do is go to 1-800-REPAIRS and look at a form.
And see it there on your website. Well, Kerry, all I want to say is thank you so much for being a Caspio customer. Thank you for your time today. We appreciate your business. And as long as we can work with you a long time, especially as you're looking to expand, we'll be here hand in hand with you as you expand your business even more.
Well, we enjoy working with you.
Great stuff. Thank you, Kerry. Talk to you soon.
All right, buddy.